The Gauteng Transport Department has expressed concern over road carnage during the Easter long weekend. 20 people died on the province's roads, with reckless driving being one of the major causes for the crashes. The Gauteng Transport MEC is Kedibone Diale-Tlabela, who joins us now. MEC, good evening to you and thank you for your time. So let's begin with the Easter Road Safety Campaign. Your assessment thus far?
Thank you very much, Goli, and good evening to you. Let us first pass our condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones and wish well those who are in hospitals. We wish them speedy recovery. It's quite a tough one, Goli, I must admit. I think as government we are doing everything in our power to try to decrease the road fatalities. And like you are correctly saying, it's mainly on reckless driving and human behavior. And as we always say and call upon society to also participate in the road safety campaign. The numbers are not good for all of us, I think. And the minister will be announcing as soon as RTMC is done with consolidation. But the preliminary statistics, it's not looking good at all.
Yeah.
And this involves motorists that chooses to drive recklessly on our roads, motorists that chooses to drive drunk. And this is one thing that I don't know how are we going to appeal to their conscience that they are affecting all of us as a nation and as a society.
Let's try and break this down, MEC. I know that you are saying that these are preliminary statistics for now. However, is there a breakdown of who exactly has been involved in these crashes? Is it private motorists who are driving their own vehicles, or is it public transport? And if so, are you able to tell us which category of public transport was mainly involved in these crashes?
Certainly for us, it's private. It's mainly private motorists. And certainly it also, the highest contributors is pedestrians. And I think even in December, when the minister announced the stats for the festive season on public transport, the numbers had gone down. And I think it might be the case now. We are just, because what I saw earlier was not yet consolidated earlier this morning on who has been affected by the road fatalities.
Yeah.
It's mainly men, mainly males, more than women. I think we've got less number of women who were involved. It's mainly male and mainly pedestrians.
Yeah.
And also the highly affected is passengers. So passengers can be in private cars and public transport. But the numbers on public transport, I must say, have went down drastically. I think there's improvement, and I think it's starting to show the work we are doing together with our critical stakeholders, the public transport stakeholders, especially the taxi industry in Gauteng.
And you touch on exactly the industry I wanted to pick up on. Santaco, ahead of this Easter break, launching its own Tlogomela Road Safety Campaign. You think that they've done well in trying to curb accidents and ensuring that they take the necessary breaks before, anything major happens?
Yeah, both Santaco and the Gauteng National Taxi Alliance, as associations that we work closely with, have launched their Easter holiday campaigns. NTA one is called Ndlela Ntle, and Santaco is Tlogomela. And to tell you the truth, the taxi industry in Gauteng is coming up with a lot of initiatives to cap the surge. but also to change the perceptions in the taxi industry. Just today, we were at Santaco event on Tokomela, which they were launching one of their initiatives on driver training with one of the sitters within the transport sector. And I think those are the initiatives that, as an industry, they are starting to show commitment on wanting to change the perception about the industry, but also working on what can work for all of us. Because, like I said, this is a societal issue. It requires all of us to really participate. We can have police visibility or law enforcement agencies visibility, but if we are not going to appeal to individuals who are drivers and making sure, especially those who are driving taxi drivers as well as bus drivers, to make sure that they are aware that they're carrying a lot of people's hopes and lives, and they need to really ensure that they comply with the road safety measures that we've put in place.
Two quick questions, MEC, before we end the conversation. Still talking about the taxi industry. We saw you, though, just ahead of the Easter break, announcing a closure of certain routes. These are taxi routes over disputes. Is there an update relating to those specific routes tonight?
I'm happy that today, in the event that I attended of Santaco, they reported to me that, MEC, look, we managed to reduce the road fatalities over the Easter weekend. Secondly, we managed to have guns silenced throughout the long weekend. And I said to them, they must maintain the status quo. One bullet, I withdraw the permits of associations that will be working in the area where there are guns and where guns are not silenced. So it's still quite a challenge. We are just tonight, the team is coming to brief me on some of the things that they had to do with the taxi industry. Remember, we promised people of Soweto that we will be coming to them in 2 weeks' time to present a plan. But also on the side of the two associations that have conflict, they have committed themselves to come to the table. So the technical team in the department was working around the modus operandi on how we are going to go about it. And just now at 7:30, the team will be briefing me on a way forward and how are we going to be rolling out the plans that we have for that particular route. It's not only the affected area. I think we also still have challenges in the Val, and what we are going to be implementing in Soweto between Wata and Nwandue is what will replicate in other affected areas.
Final question to you, MEC, and it's got to do with the e-tolls. They are now a thing of the past, as announced recently. But the understanding is that they are going to be repurposed for crime prevention. What exactly is going to be the purpose or the use of these gantries moving forward?
Remember the commitment that the provincial government under Panyaza Lesufi has committed itself to combating crime in our province. And you know, just the experience of the roadblock that you just had probably today, you should see the number of guns coming into our province. It's very scary. I was there not for a very long time. I think I was there for 1 hour, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. The number of cars that are not well licensed, cars that you could see they're used for various criminal activities, people coming into our province with unlicensed guns, and police had to do that. But you can imagine if there's no police visibility, but also within that short space of time, getting exposed to those such things like illegal guns in bags, in the boots.
Very quickly,
and I think
MEC.
the idea...
Can I interrupt you for a second? Can I interrupt you for a second? You're mentioning something very critical here, and that's to do with picking up guns. And you're saying the number of guns making their way into this province is simply alarming. Are you saying that this was part or partly assisted by the gantries? Are gantries able to really focus the attention on picking up such things?
No, I'm saying the repurposing of the gantries is to help us combat crime.
Right.
Remember what we always say is that for every crime committed, there's a vehicle used. And the repurposing will also will assist us in that. The teams are working closely with our law enforcement agencies within our province to look into how do we repurpose these gantries. And surely that will be done. Already we have established a TMC, a command center where we are able to see some corners of Gauteng as a provincial government. And this is part of the broader strategy to assist us combat crime in our province. And like I say, today in the roadblock from entry into the province, I mean, what we picked up within an hour, I'm just saying me being there, I just saw the number of guns, people carrying guns for various reasons and claiming to be going to work, being security this, security that. And when you do the checks, you get those guns, some of them were not licensed. And these are the things that I say, and we say as a provincial government, we need to take care of our freeways. We need to make sure that we combat crime at that point and assist us, and the countries will assist us in doing that.
MEC of Transport in the Gauteng province, Kedibone Diale-Tlabela, thank you very much for your time.